Hey everybody, welcome back. Me and Prince. So we left off by just kind of setting the stage of me being a kid, who my family was, my talking about my dad, and going into my sexuality. So this next part, same chapter, chapter 1, we're going into another situation, another topic. So let's go back. So if you want to support me, you can go purchase the book on Amazon and Barnes & Noble Press, or you can cash out me a donation. My cash app handle is $Mr. Mr. Ferguson Ferguson and the number 2. Okay. My grandfather Doug was one of the best mechanics I knew. He worked on everybody's cars. Was he considered a shade tree mechanic? In my opinion, no, but he didn't work out of a shop. I used to love tagging along and riding out with him, and he could sing too. On this particular day, my granddaddy and my grandmother were going to their married friend's apartment, Fishbone and Susan, so my granddaddy could work on Fishbone's car. When we got there, my granny Glenda goes upstairs to talk with Susan, and my granddaddy Dunn goes with Fishbone to work on his car. I go with the men because I want to see, learn, and be under my granddaddy. This was probably around 5-ish in the evening. The sun starts to go down, and my granddaddy tells me to go upstairs to my granny, so I go. I walk in and sit next to my granny. Fishbone and Susan has a 12-year-old son named Bobby. He was in visible eyesight in the other room playing his video game. I guess the conversation got good, and I was told to go play with Bobby. So when you a kid and you be around grown people, they tell you, okay, go in the room with the kids. So you go and you obey what they tell you to do. So that's exactly what happened to me. My granny told me to go in a room with the only kid that was in the house. So that's what I did. I get up and go in the room and sit on his bed to the left of him. Scared, but a child shouldn't be around grown-ups, but to be around someone close to their age. What, 5 years old? We are both sitting on the bed, and he is playing the game, so I'm watching. Then I asked him, can I play? He said, you want to play? Okay, you got to do something for me first. Nervously, I say, what? He says, come here. Bobby D gets up and walks to the closet and pushes the room door. He opens the room closet door and tells me to lay on my stomach. I do what he asks, and he closes the door. Lay on top of me and starts to hump and grind on my back. It's a spinning top in front of us, and he gets it and starts spinning it like it's a game. At this point, I'm starting to cry, and I hear, Bobby, Bobby. It was Susan coming through the door. The closet door opened, and I was so scared but so relieved at the same time. I get up and run to my granny Glenda crying. All I could see was Susan slapping and chastising Bobby, screaming, why you do that? What did you do? Walks through the door, Fishbone and my granddaddy. It then started to be a lot of commotion, and after that we left. Sitting in the back seat of my grandparents' station wagon, terrified, not knowing what was next. This was the day my life changed, and I started to recognize this gay thing wasn't a good thing at all. During the car ride back home, I heard my granddaddy tell me, I'm going to whoop your ass tomorrow. The next day, I had school. I felt so ashamed because what I did. I just wanted to play the video game with Bobby. The next day came around and I get home from school. I'm thinking things have calmed down. My mom's found out and intervened. But the whooping I was said to get by my granddaddy happened, and from then on I hid who I was until I couldn't no more. Mr. Cool Kid. Throughout my early childhood, I moved and lived one other place besides Dallas and Harlandale. It was time for my Auntie Pumpkin and my mom to go off to college. I loved my auntie. Her and my mom were close in age, and we all grew up together. But my auntie, that was my girl and still is. After her and my mom graduated high school, they both attended Prairie View A&M University. My mom stayed about a year or two and came back home to Dallas. My mom stayed about a year or two and came back home to take care of me. My auntie went on to study medicine. I will go to visit sometimes, and my auntie pledged, aka sorority. I used to wear her hats and accessories. She had this guy come over, and he kind of, in these days, favored Usher. He would teach me the song by Silk, Freak Me, and show me how to roll my body and lick my thumb trailing down my stomach. My auntie would be like, "Don't teach my nephew that stuff." It was so fun. It was so much fun. I felt like a little star. A little star. After my auntie graduated PV, she then moved to Lansing, Michigan for medical school at MSU. Funny story before I continue. When my auntie left PV, she had this big, pretty light brown teddy bear. I had an imaginary friend named Kevin. We would play and do things together. Well, I had been wanting to use my granny clippers, and to us, the bear will be perfect as our first client. So I shaved the teddy bear fur off the top of his head, really. Was just upset my auntie was leaving me. My favorite part of my auntie leaving in Lansing was the road trips. We took her up there in my great grandparents' van, and man, oh man, the food I would get to eat, and the sleep I would get. Back then, cell phones was not a thing. In 1993, I was in the first grade, and me and my mom moved to Michigan with my auntie. I got to transfer to another school outside of Roger Q. Mills. It was so different because Roger Q. Mills was a predominantly black school with Hispanics going, but Marble Elementary School was so different. You had every race there, and that's when I learned there were more people to meet and get to know that didn't have the same shade of skin as me or my hair and eyes. Marble was a really dope place. They believed in taking pictures, scrapbooking, memories, and taught us how to open up a bank account, adding money to it. To me, it was such a different learning environment from what I was accustomed to back home in Dallas. I used to be late for school. I used to be late for the school bus because I would get up and brush my teeth. Then lay on this big white fluffy rug my auntie had in the middle of the floor. She would catch me, then walk me up and have to drop me off at school. It was so cold there when it snowed, it went up to my stomach and my auntie knees. I would go out and make snow angels. Man, I had so much fun there. My auntie took me to this play MSU was having outside. It was so amazing. I was inspired even at that age. That's when I met Paul, one of my auntie classmates. He was a white guy, really handsome, funny. He was at MSU to be a doctor as well. Me and Paul were real close. He would take me around with him, and he took me to his house. He had glow-in-the-dark stars all around his bedroom. It was cool. I got to meet his family too. I told them I love Michael Jackson and I will perform my Billie Jean moves for them. Love being around him. Still have the picture of me posing doing the standing on my toes pose from doing the moonwalk outside his mom's house. Around this time, or probably before, my mom had to leave and I stayed for a little while longer until I had to move back to Texas. Not without riding to Canada with my auntie and her boo Chad. All I remember is me in the back seat, sleep, eating Taco Bell. Big brother. Coming back to Dallas was sad, leaving my auntie. Coming back to Dallas was sad, leaving my auntie, leaving my friend Paul. All because my mom found out she was pregnant. Me and my mama was riding in her baby blue two-door station wagon coming from the movie, seeing the classic film What's Love Gotta Do With It, starring Angela the Bassett, my bad, it's Angela the Bassett, and the Lawrence Fishburne, portraying the life of Tina Turner from her rise to fame with her ex-husband Ike Turner. During the movie, I was scared. I turned away, covering my face at every physical altercation scene. On our way home, my mom played High Five, Wait Another Minute. As I was going through the booklet of the cassette tape, she said, "Stop, who is that?" As she pointed, "Is his name Tristan? I'm naming my baby that." As I looked, baby? My mama was pregnant with my little brother. Tristan was born in December 1993 at St. Paul Hospital in Dallas, Texas. I was not ready to be a big brother. How do you do that? I'm only 6. I don't know nothing about that. High yellow, red complected with a big water head. He came home from the hospital and took over. I didn't like it one bit. Here I am getting all the love, and now another baby that I'm supposed to look over? It ain't fair. That was my feelings at the time. It was a period I wanted to take him out. I poured baby powder on him, hit him with toys, until one night my baby brother needed me.
Ooh, let it cool off. Get back to this money, about to take off. I'ma start, it's time that I shine. Grinding, hustling, straight, getting mine. Taking action, no distractions. About to get mine. Because I'm hot, so I can get cool. I can't control myself.